One of the most exciting moments in Shakespeare's Hamlet is when Hamlet puts on the play with the players known as The Murder of Gonzago, and he modifies the play so that the play on stage closely mimics, closely resembles his understanding of his father's murder at the hand of his uncle, King Claudius. Hamlet's need to put on this performance and to gauge his uncle's reaction to the play reflects Hamlet's kind of indecisiveness, his need for reassurance, his need for further investigation, which sort of limits him, the way in which he feels sort of inadequate to the moment to avenge his father's death. Of course, the play within the play is an articulation of the power of theater, of the way in which theater reveals things about ourselves, the impact of seeing our life played out on a stage, what that tells us about reality, about human experience, the way it clarifies and accentuates parts of our own experience. But my favorite reading, my favorite interpretation of The Murder of Gonzago, the play within a play in Shakespeare's Hamlet, comes from Jorge Luis Borges' poem, specifically the poem called Mirrors. And it's a longer poem, but one stanza in that poem goes as follows. Claudius, king for an evening, king in a dream, did not know he was a dream until that day on which an actor mimed his felony with silent artifice in a tableau. End quote. And so for Borges, the play reveals something fundamental, something basic about our life in general. Everything we're doing, everything we engage in is a kind of a play. Everything is a kind of an artifice, a tableau. And that the gap, the space between the world of the imagination, the world of the stage, the world of dreams, and our day-to-day living world is smaller than we think. Everything is ultimately a construction of the mind. And we can glimpse that. We can get that insight by looking deeply at these artifices, at these mirrors of life